Go to the Full English Show. We are live every evening, Monday through Friday, on Rumble. UK sets up a new counter-espionage unit. Threats are now greater than during the Cold War, senior British law enforcement official has claimed. Matt Jukes, the head of UK's counter-terrorism policing, speaking in Manchester on March the 2nd, 2023. UK police have set up a new unit to combat espionage threats allegedly posed by states including China, Russia and Iran. A counter-terrorism official has announced the unit has been tasked with mitigating potential risks against the country's next general election expected in the second half of the year. Now that stinks to me. Matt Jukes, the Assistant Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, told reporters on Friday that intelligence suggests that the threat posed by hostile states is greater now than since the days of the Cold War. I don't want to be coy, Jukes said in the media briefing. We are talking about parts of the state apparatus of Iran, China and Russia. The UK last year passed the National Security Act designed to provide its security services with additional measures, in other words, more powers, to provide its security services with additional measures to tackle state-backed sabotage. The legislation reformed London's existing espionage laws, originally introduced when Britain faced threats from German spies during World War I. The new counter-espionage unit will use the powers afforded by the Act to ensure that it will be the most overt part of the UK security community, stepping up its response to those hostile state actions. Now, what do you regard as hostile state action? Let me just say this to you. Anybody that believes in English independence, Scottish independence, Welsh independence, Irish independence, or any other form of independence, the British police and regime will regard you as hostile. Are you all listening to what I'm saying here? This actually makes the hairs stand up on my neck, because I start to think about how the Nazis took control of Germany, and they done it via the Gestapo, right? It was done, the majority of the most evil people that were just literally walking up to people and shooting them in the head in the street were Gestapo. In other words, they were Nazis and they were police. Again, read the book Ordinary Men. He also stated that police have determined that the scale of the misinformation being tracked online surpasses that of any previous election year in the UK. What do you think all that's about? Honestly, what do you think that's about? They're absolutely shitting themselves. For some reason, and I'm going to get into that, there's a lot going on here. He noted that authorities have expressed concern over plots to kill political figures. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like when Ergon, right, and the Stern gang in 1946 wanted to kill our politicians and our ministers? You mean them type of terrorists? He noted that the authorities have expressed concern over plots to kill political figures, referenced more than 15 direct threats he claimed were linked to the Iranian state in the past 2 years. I've got to tell you something, people. As people start to realise the bioweapon was used on us by these very people, who do you think they're going to go for? The politicians, the doctors, the ministers, and I can tell you now, and the police. The police are part of this. They have got a standing army against the people of 120,000. I won't say men, because some of them wrap themselves in a silly flag, wear nail varnish, make sure the hemline's done up, and shave their bollocks. Let me just say to you, these people are dangerous. They make themselves appear not dangerous by doing all these silly things. Let me tell you something, there was plenty of them people in the Nazi camp. In December, a Chechen-born Austrian citizen, Magon Hussein Dokhlukov, was jailed for 3.5 years by UK authorities after he was observed by security guards carrying out hostile reconnaissance. So if I go and video someone, or video a place, they'll say it's hostile surveillance. You see what they're trying to do here, didn't you? They're trying to stop citizen journalists. Examination of his phone reportedly suggests he had been recording the building's security arrangement before his arrest. During trial, the court was told that the station in question had been critical of the Iranian government and had accused it of human rights violations. They're going to say this bullshit, right? Dovtez said he had been set up by an unknown contact and had been recording the building because he liked its architecture. I like architecture. What's wrong with that? I'm not suggesting that this geezer's right. I don't know, because I don't know the absolute circumstances. What I'm saying is, how can you trust police officers? Let me just ask you all a question. Did you know last year, 2023, there were no people killed in this country via terrorism? Question mark. 0. Then I put, did you know that 196 people were killed by the police? 166 of them were white working class Englishmen and women killed by the police. So where's the threat, people? I'm asking you the question. If 166 white working class people were killed last year, and I'm talking about England and Wales, killed last year by the police, and not one was killed by a terrorist, where's the bigger threat lie? It's a simple question. Where's the biggest threat? The biggest threat is from the state, not from some fucking terrorist, bearded or unbearded. The biggest threat is from the state, and it's the British state that are doing it to you. UK's next general election is expected to take place later this year and must be held before January the 28th, 2025 at the latest. Unless there is a war emergency and they cancel the Constitution. I think it'd be the first time, I'm not sure about, I think it'd be the first time ever in any war situation we've ever cancelled an election if it happens. And I can tell you now, they already did it with the London mayor. Do you remember that? They wanted to extend his time in office. What you're seeing now is some strange things going on, right? So let me just make sure I completely tell you one of the key things that everyone has to remember here. I know you know this. I'm just telling anyone new to this audience. DNA is about your genes and genetics and how you're made up, including your race, etc. And it can literally put you... So if the English have been here for 1,000 years, 2,000 years, you will see that lineage in that DNA. And the closer you get to 100%, if that area, they can pinpoint where your family come from. I can tell everyone now that the political union, the British, is not a gene. It's a political union, and it's not part of your actual genetic makeup. As long as people understand that, there is no genetic of British. Do you all understand that? You cannot be genetically British. You can be genetically English. You can be genetically Scottish. You can be genetically Welsh. You can be genetically Irish. They can tell genetically that that is your family line. British can be anyone. It is a political union. Just making sure everyone's aware of that. So we all know that genetics is not British. British is a political union.